Oh hey, I didn't see you guys over there. I'm about to unbox all this stuff from B&H and Amazon. I ordered a ton of stuff to kind of fill out my kit. You guys want to do like a big gear haul video with me? James, nobody needs another unboxing video and to get blasted in the description with a whole bunch of links to Amazon. Why don't you actually show these people why this is going to impact your production value, how it's going to improve your workflow? I mean, that's why you got all this stuff in the first place. Jamie, you are so smart. That is exactly why I hired you as my editor, so I can kind of filter out some of my dumb ideas before they, hit the open market. Yeah, well, the filter's getting pretty clogged over here. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna do a video, and we'll unbox all this stuff, but instead of really focusing on the exact brands and stuff like that of the tools that I got to help with these commercial interviews and corporate kind of gigs that we're doing, why don't we actually just unbox the stuff and tell them why it's gonna make a difference in our overall productions or the overall workflow? I think that's a great idea. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Back to the basics, been a lot of things, but I never been basic. Run around bases, came from the basement, never been shameless. So I got stayed in the streets.
All right, guys, so today I just want to do a little bit of an informal video, something a little bit different here for this channel at least. I usually don't, well, lately I haven't been filming really any videos for the channel, but I want to get myself, one, back into making more content for you guys, and two, I think that you guys will actually get a ton out of this video, because now at the end of the year here, I decided instead of spending my money on a new camera body or getting the next hype thing that is out right now, I wanted to fill out my kit with all of the little missing things that I, have kind of been passing over for the bigger items or the bigger ticket items, drones and camera bodies and lenses and, more expensive audio gear and all of that kind of stuff that's definitely made a huge difference in my workflow, but I still feel like I'm missing a ton of little pieces, and that's what I want to go over with you guys today, are the little things that you kind of either put off buying or you don't think about buying until you see somebody else using it or see somebody else that you're working with using it, or you just don't really think that it's necessary until you actually try it out, which is exactly what this first package is. Now, recently I got into some indie filmmaking. This is my very first time doing any kind of indie filmmaking, and I was working with an actual boom operator, an actual audio engineer, somebody that actually knows audio, knows how to operate a boom, and has, shot indie films before. His name was Alejandro. He was super knowledgeable, and I asked him tons of questions while we were there, and I even got to operate the boom for a short period of time when we were doing some interviews. And during that short period of time doing those interviews, I realized the importance of having a decent boom pole. So that's what we're gonna open first, is our boom pole. For the longest time, I was just using a C-stand, typically with an extension arm or something like that. I also had some really, really cheap, like $30 to $40 boom poles that I got from Impact on B&H. Let's get this out of here. That is a lot of stuffing for such a tiny little object, actually. I thought it was gonna be a lot bigger. I worked on my first actual film set. This is honestly really one of my first times working with this many people all at once, like all the different pieces of, actually creating a movie or creating a film. So that was really cool. We had a director, assistant director, a boom operator. We had me doing lighting and grip. So it was my first time doing anything like that, my first time getting that experience. And I was just kind of asked to be part of the set, and the director is actually one of my neighbors, so I got kind of lucky and got pulled on the set just from doing that. And I think I was actually pretty valuable on set the couple days that they had me, which was awesome because I felt like I was actually doing something for them, which I didn't exactly think I would be able to help in all the ways that I was, but I seem to be pretty knowledgeable, so it seemed to be pretty fun. Anyways, guys, I got an RA or an array or a whatever boom pole. And the reason I got this one, now usually I always have to set up the C-stand, the extension arm, and then I always have to run a cable and do all of that stuff. And doing that every single time you need to shoot an interview, it gets extremely time consuming, even if it is only an extra, you know, couple minutes or 5 minutes for setup and tear down and all that kind of stuff. But with this guy, it has a built-in cable. It has the side exit out of the back here. So here I can pretty much have my audio set up at all times with my microphone is kind of my idea. I probably still keep the microphone, but either way, I'll just have to toss the microphone in real quick, plug it in, and I'm pretty much good to go. I won't have to take out all the extra stuff, a little bit more set up and ready to go. But anyways, I'm super excited to try this out. It did come with a free set of headphones, which we'll get into in just a minute. So yeah, guys, this is the boom pole, and but yeah, let's get into the much bigger box with a lot more items in it. So yeah, I think we'll put this off to the side for now because I do have quite a lot of stuff that we're gonna be getting into.
Basic, run around bases, came from the basement, never been shameless. So I got stay in the streets, get dangerous, so I might bang it. Don't like hanging unless you family.
The first thing I want to show you guys is the Aperture MC Pro. This year I really want to level up my lighting game with my weddings and everything. So I already have some bigger COB lights that I use at weddings, but sometimes I just need a little pop of light, and honestly I don't carry around any other pocket lights. So I wanted to get some kind of pocket light / on camera light that I can use when I need one, especially during dancing. I always need some kind of light just to give that little extra glow so that people kind of pop out from the backgrounds and aren't blurring and meshing all into each other. I currently use COB lights for that, but sometimes, you know, if you're backlighting everybody with a COB light, you still need a little bit of fill depending on what kind of lighting you're working with the DJ and the ambient light in the building. So I went with the Aperture MC. This is a light I think is going to be super versatile. I plan on using it for detail shots in the morning with you know, the bride and groom's details, and I plan on using it later in the night, especially this time of year when the sun is going down way earlier in the day. So this is going to be awesome to have for weddings, but this is actually part of my wedding kit, not my my whole interview / commercial or corporate kit. Up next, we have this set of headphones, which actually came for free with the boom pole that we ordered. So it's pretty cool that the boom pole came with like a $90 or $100 set of headphones, which is the biggest reason that I went with the boom pole that I went with. If they're gonna give you a free set of headphones, so that I can have just a set of headphones over at the studio to monitor with, then I'll definitely take it. So a cool little experience for my first boom pole with the free headphones. Thank you, B&H. But yeah, I definitely thought that was a worthwhile deal to try out for my first boom pole. So up next, guys, we have just a boom pole holder. This is pretty self-explanatory. This is for our boom pole. And same thing with the next couple things. We just got a little grip head for our boom pole holder. This is for our C-stand. So I'm just gonna put that in the back over there, kind of trying to organize some of this stuff as we go, and I don't want to take up a ton of your guys' time. To go with that, guys, I did go with this guy right here, which this is an RA. I could be saying the name of that brand wrong, but same as the boom pole and the boom pole holder. All this stuff is RA, whatever this brand is from B&H. definitely reasonable prices on everything. This shock mount was only like 25 bucks, I want to say. So I thought it was a pretty good deal. It fits my microphone. So like I'm definitely excited to use this, and I think it's going to make a huge difference because I always notice microphone like handling type noise, even like from moving your feet on the floor when you have your C-stand sitting close to your subject. You'll always pick up some of that noise, and it always bugs the crap out of me. Should have bought one of these way sooner. So that is all part of the audio setup that I'm trying to get a nice little overhead boom setup going, and kind of upgrading what I currently have been doing. Up next, guys, I'm not even gonna, actually we'll unbox it, but I'm not gonna show it to you guys. Let's just get it out of here quick. Oh, this is actually kind of boxed, actually kind of nice. So maybe I will show you guys this one. Usually small rig stuff is just kind of put in a box. This is actually packaged up really nicely. Guys, so this is just a simple V-mount little cage. You guys probably seen it before. It's from Small Rig. It's relatively newer. But it does have a built-in chest pad, which I think is the awesome part about it. And the V-mount plate slides out from the camera so that you can open and close your screen. And if you need more room to open and close your screen, it does go all the way down. So this is just a standard Arca Swiss plate right here. Been playing with this thing for way too long. This is gonna be an awesome little thing to have to kind of help fill out our kit. As our next piece from Small Rig. Let's see what is in here. Sometimes I suck at opening things. Maybe that's why I don't do unboxings. All right, guys, so up next we have a V-mount clamp, which is not at all clamped to anything. This is just so we can clamp the our V-mounts to the base of our light stands instead of having them up with the lights. So definitely a nice little thing that I should have invested in a little bit sooner, just so we don't have lights tipping over and whatnot. That definitely had happen once this year. To go along again with all of our DTAP stuff, we have just a simple DTAP cable for our Amaran P60X. We have 4 Amaran P60Xs. Those are awesome lights. Here we have a cable for our V-mount batteries. This is a USB-C cable with the right angle on one side from Condor Blue. And we have an NPF DTAP adapter. This guy right here, I'm not sure what the magnet is for. I'll figure that out later. But this guy is just for my Shinobi monitor, just so I have something to power it when I'm trying to, you know, rig it all up. And I do kind of already have power options for my old monitors, but the Shinobi does not have a DC in. Oh, last thing in the big box, guys, is the Lexar Professional. I just got 2 extra cards. I'm totally ran out of cards this year with weddings. So the way I typically deliver my weddings is I actually turn over the original cards to my editor. And then once my editor's done with those weddings, he actually gives those all back to me. But he's actually pregnant this year with his wife, so he's a little backed up on the edits, and their babies actually due any day now. So congratulations, Sam and Katie. I know I have another box over here from B&H. I think this is the last of the B&H boxes. And in here, we know that there are some batteries, because they are labeled on here. But in here we have 2 V-mount batteries. Let's go ahead and pop these open. So our first one is our second Viltrox 99 watt hour battery. I now have 2 of the Viltrox batteries, and this battery was on one of those daily deals from B&H. So this is the small rig 99 watt hour battery to kind of go with this kit right over here. But that is gonna finish out our, this is our kit that I plan on using more for interviews, music videos, and all of that kind of stuff when I don't want to have a big rig, or I don't want to have, and the whole point of getting this thing is so that I can easily take it on and off to put it on my gimbal. Now, we can go over all of the Amazon stuff. So I also ordered a bunch of stuff from Amazon. These are a bunch of Ursa circles. Now I use these, I really wanna level up my audio this year, and I'm gonna start using these Ursa circles to help hide my microphones. This is one of those things that I picked up from Alejandro on the Chicago Connections set. I've never seen these things before, and now that I've seen them, I'm like, dude, how did I not know about all the Ursa stuff? They have Ursa circles, they have like these foam things that you can put in between layers of clothing. They have so many different ways to actually mount microphones without having to use gaff tape, which I've always used gaff tape, which I can usually get away with gaff tape, but depending on the actual fabric, stuff like from this Ursa company or Ursa Circles, whatever this company is, this stuff, they have so many different options when it comes to different ways of mounting your lapel microphones on your Talent and ways to minimize noise and clothing noise and all of that kind of stuff. So look into the Ursa Circles. They look to be awesome, but it's just something I'm trying out. They worked awesome on set for the audio that we were capturing that day. So I already know they work. It's just a matter of me trying them and getting them to work myself. So all right, now to go along with this whole kit over here, which is why I kind of left it on the table, we have a couple last things from Small Rig. In this first one, this is the top handle little extender from Small Rig for the FX3. And I think it also works on the FX30 as well. They have the exact same top handle. Now, also to go along with this extender, we got the actual top, the bracket that goes on top of here. And this is if you don't have the extender, you can use this little piece right here. This is just to raise this up high enough, and it gives you that RE locating pin right there. Next box, I have been waiting to get one of these. I'm not really sure why I waited. I should have got it right when I got my new camera, but I got the FX3 literally when it came out, like maybe 2 months within when it came out. So I've had it for a long time, and I don't know why, but I never got a on-camera mic for it. So this is the actual Sony, let's see if it says it on here, I hope it does. The Sony ECM XM1, which is the microphone that would come with the K3M audio interface from Sony. I could be labeling that wrong, but I believe it's the K3M. I just got it because it came with the FX3. But doing interviews and stuff like that, I've actually been using it quite a bit because it just makes life easy to have that good in-camera audio that you can just mess with right there in DaVinci Resolve or Premiere Pro. That way I'm not having to sync up external audio, which is really easy most of the time, but then you'll have that one time where for whatever reason the audio doesn't sync up and you're doing it manually. So, and it's usually because I'm using terrible scratch audio. I'm using literally the on-camera scratch audio. So this is what I got for that. I didn't know that it came with the little foam muffy here. So again, this is gonna go help finish out my FX3 kit. A lot of times when I'm filming interviews, I have my camera set up just how it is now, which is just with a standard battery, the Sony battery, and maybe a monitor on top. But a lot of times I don't even use a monitor, but I really wanna step up my setup to make my life easier when I'm filming longer takes, specifically interviews and commercial work, where I'm not, know, having it on and off a gimbal all day, so that I can just set it up with a V-mount battery and forget about it for the rest of the day, all right? So that is my goal with all of this stuff that we're slowly accumulating here on the table. Again, I am stepping up my productions this year, and I'm gonna have to do some homework for this one because I have no idea anything about it. But luckily my girlfriend is a cosmetologist, so she should be able to help me a little bit. But this year I decided to get actual finishing powder or makeup for my talent or for my subjects or for my interviewees, people like that, so that they're not shiny on camera. Every once in a while I have somebody that's a little shiny on camera, and even they know that they're shiny. They say, hey, am I shiny or whatever? And I'll say, yeah, and really all I have to give them is like a Kleenex or something for them to like kind of blot their face, which does work, but when you're under hot lights and all of that kind of stuff, you need something a little extra. And so I know a lot of people, or a lot of people suggest to use stuff like finishing powder and stuff like that. So I got two different kinds, both from NYX. These were both suggestions from another company. So I got the HD finishing powder, which this I think is going to be the good one. And this one is the one that I may have just looked it up wrong, but I decided to pick it up anyways. But this is the HD Studio Photogenic finishing powder. So this one, I was reading the reviews and it says that it has flashback. I'm not sure what flashback is, but I think it is when you actually get the shiny effect from like flashes or lights, having lights on you. So I don't know if this is the right one, so I'm gonna have to test both of these out. Maybe we'll do a little video where I put some finishing powder on myself and we'll see which one works better or something. Maybe I'll have my girlfriend do it. That would be way better. But anyways, we'll definitely test this stuff out in the future. I'm not gonna try it for the first time on a client or something like that. That would be pretty funny. Anyways, that is that. Next up, we have another Amazon package. I think I know what this one is. Perfect. This, I typed into Amazon. Ooh, this is crappy. I can just tell the quality difference from the original Sony one and this one. This one is terrible. But these are just wind muffs and windscreens. So I got the furry one, the dead cat right here, which I think this is gonna be the good one to try out. And I'm not sure if this goes over that or how it works, but I'm gonna try it out. I just got this cheap on Amazon. It was like 15 bucks or something. And I might even try to put the dead cat over it because it looks like it's literally just the dead cat material. There's no actual wind screen in there. It's just the actual dead cat, which are usually there's like, even on most of my dead cats, there's still like a foam on the inside of here. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe I'm supposed to stick this in there and this is supposed to be the foam. Anyways, all I know is this is a nice windscreen. This one, not so much. So I can't really recommend this thing, but I'll try it out anyways. It just feels cheap to me. Let's open, I believe, the very last package, something from Small Rig. This guy, I actually already have had 2 cages for my FX3, but I recently realized that since the FX30 came out, Small Rig redid the FX30 or the FX3 FX30 cage, and now it does not have the big old 15 millimeter rod up here, which I hated having that 15 millimeter rod up in the top left-hand corner. It just always seemed to be in the way of whatever other accessories you wanted to put on, and I don't even remember if it had a cold shoe on top of it, but it was just not, I was literally thinking about cutting it off for the longest time, but I'll probably just sell it now and get some of my money back for this cage right here, which I think this is going to be a much better option. Currently, I'm just using a base plate with a built-in Arca Swiss, and that seemed to fit the bill. But I was missing the extra mounting options and the fact that I felt like I couldn't use like just a regular old top handle, you know, with like a NATO top handle or something. But now I can switch out between the top handle with the built-in audio, or I can use just my simple small rig top handle. Biggest reason I'm trying to rig out my camera, guys, is for the extra battery life and just the overall convenience. I used to rig it out for a little bit, but with the MPF battery plates and the fact that I'm always doing weddings all the time, was the biggest reason that I wasn't rigging it up before, because my old rig was kind of a hassle. This one should be a little bit less of a hassle because I should be able to just bam. This one will just slide right on. It looks like I may have some issues with my current cage on the A7C. It might not be able to work on here, which kind of is a bummer because I would love to use my B camera with this setup. It would be super nice. But yeah, I'm super excited to try out this whole small rig setup with the new cage and the V-mount battery setup. I think that's going to be way more conducive to the filming that I typically do over at the studio. And even if I'm trying to make more videos here on YouTube, that's going to be super convenient. Oh, and a huge reason, I forgot to mention it, but this has Arca Swiss plates everywhere. Arca Swiss plate clamp on the top, and below that it has a built-in Arca Swiss plate so you can put it straight into your tripod. All right, guys, later James here, and I forgot to show you guys a couple things that I got from my local camera store, which is ProCam right here in Chicago. So first off, I ran out and grabbed this guy. I've never seen one before, but it looks super cool, and it was only a couple bucks more than the regular blowers that they had. So this is the Air Move blower, and it has a cool little filter system and a little suction cup on the bottom of it, which I thought was super nice and handy. But it actually pulls the air from right here by the top, and it has a filter built in, and it has some replacement filters that it came with. So that is gonna be super nice. Another thing that I got, this is actually used, and I just came across it in the used section, and it was only 25 bucks. This is the Aperture AL-M9. This is a pretty sweet little light. It is super, super bright. It has like 10 different brightness settings on here. So yeah, so I saw this, and I've been looking for a good on-camera light. This is even smaller than the Aperture MCs, so I went ahead and grabbed this guy. They don't sell this one anymore, I don't think, but I got it used for 25 bucks, so awesome little deal right there on both of these products. And then of course, the very last thing that I got that I wish I would have gotten so much earlier after trying it out for the first time at during the filming of this indie shoot, but the director actually had one of these, and this is just the Aperture lantern. So I went out and got the Aperture lantern. This thing works amazing for a fill light. Honestly, it's one of Aperture's cheapest lights, so I just kind of kept passing it up for other bigger modifiers like the Light Dome Mini, and then I even have some other Godox modifiers. All my modifiers I typically keep over at the studio except for the Light Dome Mini, and now I'm gonna keep this guy on hand for when I'm, you know, out in the field doing interviews or when I need a fill light. So this is gonna work really good in most spaces. So yeah, this is gonna be an awesome light for in the future, and some of this stuff you got to try out before you're willing to spend your money on it. And this was one of those things that I always saw, but I thought I could get away with just using regular soft boxes and stuff like that. But the way this fills a room, and kind of the fall off of the shadows and everything, is just really, really pleasing. So I went ahead and picked this thing up. It's only like 90 bucks for the smaller one. I believe this is the smaller one. So yeah, I went ahead and picked this up for like 90 bucks. Super good deal. And it comes with like the scrim and all that kind of stuff. So awesome deal on this guy. And yeah, those are just a couple of things that I picked up here locally at my local pro cam. Woo, that was a lot of stuff. I'm hoping I can chop that up a little bit, and this isn't gonna turn into a 30-minute long video, but thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know it's been quite some time since I made a video here on the channel. The biggest reason that I got all of this gear is either to help me save time when I'm on set or on location, or at my studio filming videos with clients, or I got it to help with my overall workflow, or just, peace of mind. And another huge thing, guys, with the audio, I'm really trying to step up my audio this year, having better lapel audio. I'm shooting a YouTube video, so I'm literally just today, we just got this going on. But for my actual paid work, I always am trying to step up my game when it comes to lighting, audio, and just the overall production value. So all of this stuff I think is relatively inexpensive on its own, but I definitely think it's gonna make either a huge difference on set for me working as a solo creator, or it's gonna make a huge difference in my overall workflow and just make my life easier. Anyways, guys, that is all that I had for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below if any of this gear would fit into your guys' kit, or if you guys think that any of this gear would help you guys save some time, or just give you more peace of mind when you guys are on set, or make your workflow a little bit easier. Stuff like this this camera cage, or maybe swapping over to V-mounts from MPFs, or maybe even just stepping up your audio game with small stuff like these Ursa circles. But anyways, guys, that is all that I had for today's video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.